Hello and welcome to my most recent book review. In this book review, I'm going to review Simpsons comic books, and I'm going to review Simpsons comic books as a whole, just in general. And the reason that I decided to do this is I've always been aware of Simpsons comic books. I knew that they existed, but it hasn't been until recently, in the last year or two, that I've actually started reading them. And in the interest of full disclosure, these are the only two that I've ever actually read. Simpsons Jam-Packed Jamboree, which is dated, it's a compilation anthology dating from 2001 to '05. And then Simpsons Comics from Bongo, number 217, which dates to 2015. And I wanted to review these because I was pleasantly surprised by how good these comics are in quality, even though they're from an era when the Simpsons TV show, and I think most of you will agree with me, it hasn't been at its best in the last 15 to 20 years. But these comics are actually an excellent alternative to the show if you're a big Simpsons fan like I am, and you're looking for an alternative to the show. You love the Simpsons and you want more Simpsons content, but you're not satisfied with the Fox television animated show. These are for you. I'm going to show you what the artwork looks like on the inside here. This is from the older one. You can see the artwork is very good. They're drawn exactly like they are on TV. These could almost be screenshots of an actual television episode. And then this one, again, great quality illustration there. And if you're like me, one of the reasons I'm not as much of a fan of the newer episodes is because they had to make the switch to the digital animation, which wasn't actually their fault. If you've ever watched the commentaries on the Simpsons DVDs, the ones from like seasons 10 to 13, they actually explained that they couldn't keep animating the old-fashioned way because all of the studios that they used, the Film Roman was the one that they used, stopped actually doing animation that way, and they couldn't find an animation studio that would animate the old way because everybody was switching to digital. But so that explains why they did that. But nevertheless, I was never a fan of it. I always liked the older style of animation and the older colors. When they actually started using a wider variety of colors, I just didn't like that. Even though it seems like it would be a good thing, I didn't like it myself. But the illustrations in these books, I don't know why, but they look, maybe it's because they're hand drawn. I mean, they have to be hand drawn. They just feel more like the Simpsons, like the older fashioned Simpsons. And the humor, I would say, is more on par with the older fashioned episodes, like say from seasons 1 to 13, which are the episodes that I like. Anything past 13 I generally don't watch because I just know that I'm not going to enjoy it to the same degree. It's going to feel off. So I don't know if they use different writers. I'm guessing that they do for the comics. I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the newer writers' names. I'm familiar with the older writers, but not the newer ones. So, and of course, I didn't do any research because these videos are pretty impromptu. So I don't know for sure if they're different writers, but I'm guessing that they are, both because the jokes are just frankly better, and also because I'm sure that the writers on the animated show feel like they kind of can't be bothered to write the comics. I wouldn't be surprised if they feel like writing the comics is lower tier, and so a whole different staff of writers writes the stories for the comics. If anyone wants to fact check me on that and correct me, you're totally welcome to do so. But anyway, I've pretty much said that all I felt like I needed to say. Like I said, if you're looking for for Simpsons content, but you need an alternative to the TV show, check these out. I dig them.